Transit Talks number 3. Today, on the way home from work, man, I just wanted to talk about the importance and stress it of why you need to be doing the things that you should be doing. Why you need to be constantly self-developing yourself. In my opinion, you should always be bettering yourself because you should always be wanting more. There's nothing wrong with being content with what you have, because a lot of you guys have been through a lot, and I understand, and where you're at now mixed with where you were is light years away. So sit there, man, like really absorb that, really take that victory lap. But don't stop there, man, because one thing that I've learned about self-development and life itself is everything is about momentum. Everything is about momentum. The better you're rolling in your life, the more easier it's going to be to compound wins. Because that's another thing, compounding effects. Compounding effects are so important when you're bettering yourself. When you do something, when you do one little thing on one day and you keep on doing it, that's going to compound over time, because then you've got that down. Well, guess what? Now you can throw something else in there, just a little bit more in there, and start doing that. So, a month later, you could have 3 or 4 new daily routines or habits that you didn't have before that are ultimately making you a better person. But getting back to the original point, this is why you need to be self-developing yourself. You need to be constantly improving because the world is always changing. And regardless of what side of the political aisle you're on right now, you could be thinking that stuff's really great, or you could be thinking that stuff's really bad. But the caveat to that is it's a double-edged sword. The double-edged sword is guess what? You either think the times are really good or you think the times are really bad. Regardless, it's going to swing back in the direction that you think it should be in. And the economy's going to get better, the economy's going to get worse. Guess what? Your responsibilities are going to get bigger. There's going to be more of them. So what you need to be constantly doing is providing more value, making yourself more valuable to be able to ultimately make more money. Because let's be honest, that's what everybody wants to do. That's what I was chasing. But once I realized that your net worth is directly correlated not only with your network, but what value you bring to whatever you're doing. So you have to sit there and want more, man. It's not selfish of you. Self-development is the most selfless thing you can do for the people that depend on you, especially if you have a spouse, especially if you have children. Because guess what? Yes, in the beginning processes and right in the start of it, they are going to think that you are being selfish because you're taking time for yourself. It is not a selfish act. It is a selfless act. Because if you can take better care of yourself, you are going to be a better vessel, a better provider, a better protector for the people that depend on you. Your children are going to look at you and already they think that you're a superhero. But when you start stacking those W's, man, and you start progressing through life, when they get older, they're going to sit there and think like, man, my dad or my mom was here and then they ended up here. And then, you know what? One day they're going to come to you and be like, how in the hell did you do that? Was it as easy as it looked? And that's when you can take the victory lap and be like, you know what? It wasn't. But that's the way that life is supposed to be. Life isn't supposed to be easy. You don't go through life avoiding discomfort. You don't go through life avoiding struggle. That's not what you do. You have to take the struggles and the pain when they come, because they're coming, regardless of whatever situation you put yourself in. Millionaires and billionaires still have problems every single day that they have to navigate and solve. But at that point in their life, they have become an experts not only on the situation handling, but also on themselves. When you self-develop yourself, you put yourself in situations where you are destined to fail, and through failure, you learn. And when you learn, you have more confidence in yourself and your ability to be able to take control of situations and be able to solve them. That's really what it is. You know what you should be doing, man. You got a family. You're either in your 30s or you're in your 40s. So guess what? Stuff's not getting any easier, man. You know you should be eating better. You know you should be sleeping more. You know you should be working out. But you're not, because you're using the very people that you should be doing it for as an excuse to why you're not doing it, which is absolutely total BS. That is the most ass backwards thought process that I have ever heard. You have to be selfish in your time to be selfless to them. Because if you're not in a position to be able to take care of the people that God gave you, let's be honest, you might have did the deed and God may have gifted you with children, but guess what? They didn't decide who their parent was. You have to make that decision on who you are going to be for them as their parent. And I'm not going to sit up here and blow my own horn like, oh man, I'm this badass, this is what I do every single day. This is my regiment. No, there have been times when I've fallen off the wagon, and there have been times when I have lost my path. But then I get back on it. And this time, what really did it for me was the alcohol. Quitting of the alcohol. As soon as I stopped alcohol 15 or 16 months ago, my whole life changed. My whole purpose changed. I started accessing parts of my brain and parts of my personality that I had forgotten that were even there, because I had been suppressing it for so long. I was into stuff before I joined the military. Obviously, when you got a drug test, you can't do certain things. But then when you get into the military, the only thing you can do is drink. That's the only thing you can do. So, became a professional drinker in the military. Left active duty, joined the reserves, had more time to think, and I'll never forget, my moment was on December 31st, 2023. I was like, it's New Year's Eve. I can't go through another year like this. I'm stopping it. I didn't even have a drink that New Year's Eve. I drank the night before. And I told myself, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to do it one day at a time. 15, 16 months later, I'm sitting here making content for people who I think and know need help. You don't need to know what to do. You just need to push in the right direction to do it. You know what you should be doing. You know you should be working harder at work. You know you should be eating better. You know you should be working out. You know you should become a better person in general for the ones that depend on you. And that should be your why. You shouldn't have to look any further than that. And the reason you're not staying on track when you're trying to better yourself, whether it be through fitness, knowledge, dieting, nutrition, you're not using your why. You're not having a strong enough why. That is the problem. When you have a strong enough why, you will never sit there and ask yourself how. You will figure it out. That is why I'm a firm believer in putting God first, putting your fitness, putting your self-development through knowledge and learning skills and nutrition. You have to. And I cannot stress it enough. And everybody I've talked to are like, man, how can you eat the same thing every day? I've been doing it for so long, I don't even think about it. Do I want the occasional freaking cookie? Hell yeah, I do. I've got 3 kids and they all love junk food. And guess what? My wife, I love her so much. Best thing that's ever happened to me. She gets the kids stuff sometimes. And guess what? I got to sit there and fight that little tiny battle every single day. But that's the amount of battles that you have every single day. You have the big ones that are life-changing and life-altering that affect not only you, but the ones that depend on you. But then you have the little micro battles that you have to constantly fight. Am I going to eat that cookie? Did I log my meals for the day? Did I work out when I was supposed to? Have I progressively been getting better at self-developing myself, either through audiobooks, through reading, through some kind of exercises for mindset, anything? You have to constantly be doing it because it's not a race, man. There ain't no finish line. This is a marathon. And you know when it's over? When you're dead. That sounds bad for some people to hear that, but it's the truth. You've been down that road, man. You know what it's like. You know what it's like to get up in the morning hungover, not being able to do shit for the first half of the day or the whole next day. Have your kids look at you and be like, oh man, daddy had a rough night. Don't be too loud. That's where you have to sit there and draw the line, man. When is enough going to be enough? You've been doing the same shit for so long, you don't even see anything wrong with it. You just think that that's the way that you should be living. And it's not, man. I'm telling you, there is so much more out here. You have so much untapped potential that you don't even realize how powerful you are. You can do anything you put your mind to as soon as you decide in your mind that you're gonna do it. Great book, Think and Grow Rich, Napoleon Hill. First, you have to have the desire. You have to have the desire to want to have to do anything that you need to do to get what you want. Then you have to have the faith in yourself. You have to have the faith in yourself through your desire that you're going to be able to pull off what you want. Then you have to have belief. You have to believe. You have to be psychotic in your belief to sit there and have the desire and the faith in yourself that you're going to be able to achieve these goals. All I'm saying, man, is there is more to life than waking up every single day regretting yesterday or wondering if you're going to change. All you have to do is sit there and take the necessary steps that you know you should be doing to take over control of your life. You have people that depend on you that are watching you nonstop. They're watching you constantly. Just because they're kids, man, doesn't mean that they don't see what's going on. They're as smart as we were when we were kids. You have to take ownership of yourself, and the first thing you have to do is find your why. If you can't find your why, I want you to go into whatever room your kids are sitting in. I want you to sit there, put the phone down, look at them for a couple of minutes, really sit there and look at them. Remember that they are a little version of you, and think of all the crap your parents did to you or didn't do for you in your mind, and think to yourself, no way, fuck no. I'm not doing that shit. I'm not gonna fucking leave them hanging like I got fucking left hanging. I'm not gonna have them go through the same kind of bullshit I went through when I was a fucking kid growing up. And it's not because I feel sorry for them or that they're not tough enough or I don't think they can handle it. It's because they fucking deserve better. They deserve fucking better, and that's why you need to be fucking better. You need to find your fucking why, get on that fucking horse, pull those fucking reins, man, and just get going on it. Because like I said, you have no idea how fucking powerful you are once you decide to make that change. Once that switch goes off in your head, you become a fucking maniac. And anybody who's got a problem with you getting better for yourself and for your family, tell them to fuck off, kick rocks, and get the fuck out of your life. Because they ain't on your team, man. Being men in the way that we are, you will most of the time walk alone until that gracious time when you find your tribe. And that is one reason why I'm doing this, is because men have to have a tribe. If you don't have them in your family, and if you don't have them in your local community, get on the freaking internet, man. Reach out, be vulnerable, put yourself out there, and you're gonna end up finding your tribe. Your tribe is what's gonna be helping you to tap into your unlimited potential. It's a beautiful thing, man. The moment I stopped giving a shit what everybody thought because I wasn't doing it for them, I was doing it for my wife and for my family. It was beautiful. I had no hesitation about it. I didn't give a shit what everybody thought. And I got so much more power back that day that I literally knew what I was going to do. I knew how it was going to go. I knew that my future was mine only, and nobody else's. That's all you got to do, man. That is all you got to do. Transit Talks number 3. Hit subscribe, leave a comment, tell me how you thought, even if you thought this was stupid. Leave a comment. See you guys next time.